From the scene that made Sam Heughan gag to fights in the writer's room. Oh, and not to forget the toughest parts of filming nudity scenes. And more. Hi, I'm Janet. Are you ready?
Je suis prêt.
Egg whites and gag-worthy voyages. Sailing back to season 3, our favorite leading man proved that it's not all moonshine and roses to be the king of men. That's because he actually got seasick. For real. Yes, and on a ship, but it wasn't even at sea. You have to hear the details to fully appreciate the humor. So first, you've got to know that the set of season 3 was equipped with full-size ships with hydraulics. This made the vessels pitch and yawn like real ones, and they were docked on dry land all the time. Now, add to the lifelike swaying the fact that poor Sam had to throw up for one scene. It's pretty funny to imagine what happened when Diana Gabaldon was visiting the set once, coincidentally on the day Jamie's seasick scenes were filmed. Luckily, you won't need to imagine, cause she describes it best. He was looking more than disheveled and said he thought he was really going to be sick. Sam said, "They've given me egg whites tinted green with the most disgusting vanilla essence in it, and I have to hold it in my mouth until it's time to throw up." Well now, just listening to that makes you feel queasy, doesn't it? To be honest, what was very unpleasant for Heughan makes for a pretty hilarious story, especially when you hear his reaction after the scene had to be shot over and over again. At about the 6th time, Sam looked at the glass of egg whites before saying, "F my life." So next time you think acting is all glitz and glamour, let's remember there's no seasickness double who could pretend to vomit for Sam. On that note, Heughan does most of his own stunts, which sometimes goes well and sometimes not. Perfect aim or just clumsy. Let's face it, what are the action scenes without a few battle scars, right? You'll be pleased to learn that Heughan is a man of action. In fact, his stunt double, Mark Slaughter, confirmed it. Throughout all the seasons, whenever I went in to do the fights, Sam does all of it. He's extremely good at his own fights, and he moves very well. However, Caitriona Balfe may have a different opinion if asked. While shooting the end of season 3, she took to Twitter and revealed that the bridge of her nose was bruised. Who did she blame for the mark? None other than Sam. Real reason they leave stunts until the last day, in case Sam Heughan steers you into a log, she wrote. Kat's tweet didn't get much sympathy from her on-screen husband. Sam joked writing, or one could say that it was perfect aim. Keeping in mind their great relationship and constant banter, you probably won't be surprised to hear that Balfe just had to get the last word. "You'd love to take credit, but admit it. You're just clumsy," she quipped. Don't you love these two? This wasn't the only injury on set. Apparently, the famous turtle soup scene also led to a few bumps and bruises. Luckily, none of them were serious. Can the same be said of the disagreements in the writer's room, though? Creative differences. Yeah, they're technically not cast, but we think the writers all deserve a mention. Long before season 1 even started filming, showrunner Ronald D built his creative team with great care. In fact, did you know he sought out both writers who knew the books, but also those who weren't familiar with the original material? And yes, there is a good reason for his madness. Moore explained, "We're serving 2 audiences, those who know and love the books, and then the audience that doesn't know anything. The best way to do that is to have a room that's balanced in that same way. So we need to have active arguments in the room. This means the writers aren't always in agreement." Executive producer Tony Graffia confirms that fights are often the order of the day. However, this bunch knows how to fight and make up, much like 2 other Outlander characters we know. The writers fight because we're so passionate about the material. We love and respect each other. We fight, and then we go to lunch and have a whiskey. Talking about fights and making up and out, it's not always as romantic behind the scenes as you'd think. Something smells fishy in here. Don't worry, we'll never forget about Jamie and Claire. First though, let's talk about Roger and Brianna. Richard Rankin and Sophie Skelton joined the Outlander cast in season 2. Their characters' love story quickly captivated fans, and then, just as quickly, left much to be desired. But regardless of Roger's dubious behavior at times, and some fans' dislike of Brie, you've gotta hear what happened when the cameras weren't rolling. Rankin, as it turned out, is a comedian and simply loves cracking jokes while working. As Sophie revealed, sometimes you're trying to do a particularly emotional scene where Claire is leaving Brianna possibly for the rest of her life, and Brianna is breaking down in tears, and Richard Rankin is prodding your back and whispering jokes in your ear. One moment of seriousness, please. Sounds funny, but also a bit exasperating. And wait, you haven't heard the fishy part yet. Richard has a unique approach to kissing scenes. You won't like it, and Sophie sure doesn't. Before locking lips, he munches some tuna and lobster. I find that endlessly hilarious. The normal kiss is done. It's so uninspiring. But if you've got a lobster tail hanging out the side of your mouth, it's much better. If he says so, it's no wonder that Sophie has warned women about trying to kiss her co-star. On the topic of co-stars not always seeing eye to eye, uncooperative co-stars. We now know that Caitriona blames Sam for her injuries, and Rankin eats fish before kissing scenes. What can be worse than that? Let's spill the beans on who Sam and some of the other actors struggled to work with. It turns out to be the child actors of Season 5. If there's one thing Sam and Kat agree on, it's that the little ones aren't always as adorable as they appear on screen. Balfe told The Express, "They're so sweet, but that age is so difficult. Sam definitely doesn't love them the most." Both Skelton and Rankin admitted that it wasn't always smooth sailing, with Richard sharing how the twins yelled at him the most, especially since he enjoys teasing them. Sophie shares the same sentiment, joking about how they love screaming murder as soon as the director yells action, only to be perfectly fine when he shouts cut. Of course, that sounds about right. Yet it was Lauren Lyle who probably expressed filming with kids the best.
Got one tiny little baby and then another one who's like a raucous little teenager in a 5-year-old's body. So today's mainly been about handling that, and it's been great. No one's stressed. It's fine. It's great. It's great.
To give the cranky old adults a break, the Outlander producers came up with a clever solution by casting twins to play the part of Jemmy. This allows the kids to take a rest when they need a break during longer scenes. Talking about lengthy scenes, did you know Jamie and Claire's famous wedding night took 5 days to film? We're sure all the intimate scenes came with its own struggles. A cold, nay, steamy Scotland. Who knew the Highlands could get this hot? Not to downplay the impeccable story writing, acting, and production, but the value of the various intimate scenes can't be denied. Well, when things aren't getting steamy between Jamie and Claire, Heughan identifies the location work as the toughest challenge of all. Speaking to IMDb, he said Outlander isn't filmed in a studio, so the actors are out there every day, and it's Scotland, so it's mostly cold and wet. It's a good thing the wedding night was filmed indoors then, isn't it? Balfe has opened up about her biggest struggle with the sex scenes. "I am constantly torn between these things of, well, Claire would not be going to the gym, so I shouldn't have a gym body. And she's now a woman in her 50s, so I should try and let that be the thing that leads me." Even though she's done several nude scenes on the show, she's constantly trying to figure out what the right balance is for her. And it's only normal to want to look your best if you're going to let potentially the whole world see you in your birthday suit. As the actress explains, it forces you to unpack whatever insecurities you might have about your body. She says it's an ongoing battle between leaving her personal feelings at the door and not worrying about whether she has cellulite or other flaws. We're not unflawed people, and it's hard sometimes to live up to the expectation. She's not alone in dreading the intimate scenes. Indeed, the steamy scenes are on the list of Sam's list of least favorite things too.
And to be honest, the crewers, they're so bored of seeing our naked bodies now.
Furthermore, on the Love Hate Club podcast, Sam once said,
"Those intimate scenes where we bash our bodies together, they're never that pleasant. We've done all kinds of things to get into those scenes, and sometimes it's a wee bit of Dutch courage, but we've been doing it for so long now. And to be honest, the crewers, they're so bored of seeing our naked bodies now."
We wonder if he had some of the golden liquid he distills in his free time when he once lost his modesty pouch. Of all places, he dropped it in the urinal. This is the one item he wished he'd never met on the set, and it's not the first time that it has come under scrutiny. Kat once complained about the patch she had to wear, saying it doesn't protect anything, much less your dignity.
And
Sam gave Elle a quick lesson in modesty pouches. It's like a sock, but you've got to tie it on, and you want it to be pretty tight. To be honest, the tighter it is, the better. It reduces any chances of enjoying yourself too much. Well, after his pouch once fell into the urinal between takes, and it had to be announced over the set intercom for all to hear, Sam's lost his modesty pouch, we can understand why he's not a fan.
They had to put it over the radio. So the whole crew
dropped
knew.
his modesty pouch in the urinal.
And it turns out this isn't the only thing Sam didn't like, but had to live with. Objection noted. Filming the storm and shipwreck scenes were difficult for all cast and crew involved. One of the biggest hurdles, though, was getting Heughan to say a line in the shipwreck scene. Jamie is trying to save a drowning Claire, while a ship goes down around them. Executive producer Matthew Roberts revealed that during that particular scene, Sam didn't want to actually say the line. The offensive phrase turns out to be from the book, and Matthew put it in the episode too.
Damn you, assassin! If you die here now, I swear I'll kill you.
The actors were in the pool, and Sam kept saying, "No, I don't want to say that." And Matt's going, "You have to say it." We're sure now that Sam is also producing on the Outlander, his vote will have way more sway. If you enjoyed our video, why not check out strict rules the Outlander cast must follow? And don't forget to stay awesome.